Hey, my friends. Life is complicated enough, I would say. But sometimes we can get a little bit of clarity, if not a lot of clarity, if we just ask the right questions. And so I have a few large questions to pose. And you may not want to answer them all today. You may just select one. You may not even know how to answer some of these. But getting some answers to some of the larger questions can give you a lot of relief, and at the same time give you a path to walk on, somewhere to go. Because there's a lot of people that I talk to on an ongoing basis that appear to be lost. That's the best word that I can say. They're confused and lost. They don't know their way. They don't have a path. They're just floating in life. And if you can just answer even partial answers to some of these questions, you're going to be doing a lot better off than if you've never even asked any of these questions to yourself before. So we have a lot of small questions out there. But these small questions are more like surface distractions. That's the best way that I can say it. And most of our life is just filled with these distractions. And so a lot of us think that we have all these answers to the questions that we want to ask, but we really don't have anything that's very meaningful. Because we're not asking the real questions. We think we have questions, but we don't. We think we have answers, but we've never asked the real questions. So we don't have the answers. So these are the larger and deeper questions. I would consider these more like foundational, what and why questions that we all want answers to. And what's so interesting is that we can only answer these questions. No other person can just come in and answer them for us, because they don't really have the capability. They don't have all the information, really. They're not in our heads. They don't really know how it is to be in our skin, in our mind, and so forth. The first question is, who am I? And once again, it's not what others see you as, but what you know yourself to be. It's a very open-ended question, but the more that you can traverse down this road of exploring who you really are, the more you can get connected to what you need to be, what you need to grow into. And I'm not talking about you as a certain person that has a certain label. I'm not talking about you as a job title or you as this or that, a stay-home mom or a stay-at-home dad or a single parent. I'm not talking about those labels. But who are you really in the core? Outside of all these labels, who are you inside? Question number 2. What would you do with your time if you had no constraints? No constraints at all. No fear, no schedule, no financial limitations, no emotional baggage, and no physical limitations. Might seem a little unrealistic in a lot of ways. I'm sure it probably is. But this is a great starting point to expand your mind fully, to get a big, wide picture view of all the possibilities out there. What would you do if you really had no constraints? And what's the beauty about this question is that once you kind of get at least some type of basic resemblance of an answer, you can really explore in detail, and you can find an element of that you can possibly do now in your life. And that's what's so cool, is that this can really progress and get you on a path to where you need to be. Question number 3. What are the top 3, and you could even do the top 5, but just for the sake of this video, top 3 is good enough, most important things in life? The 3 most important things in life. I mean, is it really your career? Is it being with friends? Is it being with family? Is it doing a certain hobby? Or is it meeting certain goals? Is it spirituality? What are they? And I would even rank them, as the top, the second, and the third. I would rank them and really know concretely from here on out, what are the most important things in your life? Now, some of us have families, and it could be very easy for some people. It'd be like family is number 1. I mean, for some people, it's very obvious, and they would say, okay, number 2 would be this, number 3 is that. But there are a lot of people who've never even thought about this, and they don't really know. They just don't know. Question number 4. What is the most important goal that you have yet to finish? What do you have to work on to complete that it's just going to be of the highest priority, that you have a very high level of desire that you want to finish? Number 5, and this is the last question I'm going to pose in this video, and it is about relationship with God. Now, some people would call it their higher power, whatever you want to in terms of your wordage. But what kind of relationship do you have? And I'm just going to call it God because that's what I feel more comfortable with. But do you have a relationship? Are you working on one? Or do you simply not have one at all? Maybe you don't even care to have one. And why have you chosen what you've chosen? Do you even know why? Or is it just something that you've always just been like? You have like a default, and you've always stuck with the default. And are you comfortable about it? And I mean, seriously, if you really think about this, are you really comfortable? And are you confident about your choice? Because there are many people over the years I've talked to about God. And the more you dig, the more you find that they're kind of unsure about a lot of stuff. In fact, they're not just kind of, they are very unsure. They don't have a real foundation for even what they think they believe. And if that's you, you really want to start to figure out, is it time to start to build a foundation in my spiritual life? And so those are 5 questions. I mean, there are probably hundreds, if not thousands, of other questions you could ask to really dig deep and to help us find our way in life. But I hope these 5 questions help you. Hey, thanks for checking out this video. Thanks for your support. Catch you later.